back. Completely different time of day. So I'm just making sure my other camera's set up. So if we get anybody in the chats, I can see what you're all saying. So I'm carving this Connor. It's so this one is. So the background on it. Sorry, I'm just getting that sorted. Hopefully there's nobody watching, so I don't look so silly. So the background on this is chaps see my channel on some of the font we were carving with that day. He said that reminds me of some of the lettering I write for my son's name. How do you feel about carving it in for me and sending it to me? So that's what we're doing. So this is his handwriting. Yeah, this is his handwriting, sent to me, printed out, and I've got it stenciled on this piece of stone, and that'll be sent over to him. Evening Ryan and tornado chasing. It's early. Yeah, you're right, tornado time. I am early because I'm not meant to be carving tonight. I'm actually going to be carving tomorrow night before the boxing. I'm carving a boxing themed project tomorrow. But I wanted to get this started. Get it out for this guy. He needs it for a birthday. So I'm making a start. You've seen me working on some bits, carving in relief. I've got to really because of the overlap here. So he sent me this. I might be able to show it you. He sent me this wording he did himself. I'll show you that there. So this is straight from him. And he's got shadows. He's purposely drawn shadows on there. So to do it in relief, I've got to match these shadows up. And it's around here. So I wanted to get it exactly the same as the guy's done it for his son. It's the way he carves, writes his son's name. So I've got to do it in relief, and also I've got to do it to get these overlaps in relief. So what we'll do this border round. We'll speckle the back of that, and we'll really get it to pop out. I think it's our only option, really. So yeah, nice and early tonight because tomorrow night, well, I'm working tomorrow day. There's a bit of boxing on tomorrow night. Anthony Joshua versus Dubois. Looking forward to that, and I'm actually carving a boxing themed carving tomorrow night. So I thought we'll do this tonight instead. So we all had a good Friday. Have we got the weekend off, or are we working like me? Yeah, so it's not the most glamorous of jobs to carve live. This got to make a nice job for the chap who's done, but it's not the most glamorous live carving job. But got to take them. October. Oh, Centre Park. I like Centre Parks. Which one do you go to? So yeah, because it's early, I'm not sure how many people are going to get on the chat or tuning in. Longly, yeah, nice. Do you know, I was looking at that post you put on about I can make you one for your daughter. Send it in. So I'm not sure if Tornado Chaser is still around. He normally picks up the email for me and drops it in the chat. If he is around, he'll drop it in. If not, send any messages to TheStoneRanger08@gmail.com. I've not put it in the description for the video like a fool because I was rushing, because I've got food on the go in the house and I want to get a bit of carving done. But yeah, if Tornado Chaser does jump on, he'll put it in. If not, I tell you what, hit the subscribe button and you will see it in the bio for the channel. Or what I'll do, I'll try and message you, and there must be a way I can do it. But yeah, get in touch. You can always follow me on Instagram. It's easy to send messages on Instagram. It's quite a nice idea, this carving graffiti. No, this is not carving graffiti. So what this is, there's a chap who watches the channel, seen the style of carving the other night and decided it reminded him of the style. It was actually the Thundercats one. And he decided that's what it reminded him of the way he carves his son's name, or draws his son's name on a piece of paper. And he asked me if I'd be able to carve his handwriting in a piece of stone. So he sent me this through. It's his handwriting. I printed it off on the printer, marked it on the stone, and we're carving his son's name into this piece of stone. And it'll last forever. Quite a nice idea. Tagging my name on someone else's property, not cool. No, I'm in trouble for something. This is not my name. Must be a graffiti thing. It does look like graffiti. Until someone said that, I never really got it. So yeah, I was sorry, Ryan, if you're still on. I was looking at your post you put on about not getting it in straight lines. I think it was really straight. It looked good to me. Have you ever used the acrylic pens to mark on the slate, so it stands out better? I always used to use slate just with pencil, and sometimes you'd be straining your eyes to see it. And then what I used to do is do like pottery slip. Just get a bit of clay, mix it up really loose, paint it on, and it dries within 20 seconds, and it leaves this lovely like grey finish on the slate, so you can mark onto it with a pencil. That works really well. It's that works really well, but the acrylic pens work well as well. It did remind me when I read your post that I've not sent you that prize for that cricket machine. I've got two. I'll keep meaning to do it. And I'm moving house, so I've got to get rid of them. Well, I've got to get rid of one at least. So we've marked around that now. That's awesome. I've got an awesome in. So yeah, we've marked round it. So what we're going to do, we're going to try and move a bit of this material. So we're going in the opposite way to normal. Noisy, that's what it is. Tell you what, I'm not sure how much you can hear me. Hopefully that's better. Hopefully you'll be able to hear me better now. So when you're painting, are you painting and sanding the top off, or are you just painting it in by hand? Liam's on again. I'm early tonight, Liam. the wife's making some tea. We take it into turns to cook at my house, and it's the wife's turn to cook. Sanding the top off. Well, sanding the top off, I know some masons who have been carving letters for years, and when they sand the top off, it doesn't look good. I quite often walk through a local yard, well, not quite often, but every time I walk through a local yard and look at some lettering where they sand the top off, it doesn't look good. So you're not the only one there struggling with that. I always recommend paint by hand. If you're not fully happy with your lettering on slate, paint it by hand until you're fully happy. I sand the top off, but it's I started off painting them all by hand because it'll show up every slight imperfection. So we've got quite a few people on the stream. If you could all do me a favour, double tap the screen. Let's get a thumbs up. I can do anybody's name. The best thing to do is send me a message. So go to the bio. Have a look to see if I've put the email address in there. I might have done, I might not. If not, go to my Instagram, send me a message. I can carve anybody's name. So this one here is for the chap who sent this is his handwriting. He wants his son's name carving for on the wall. You can draw it up yourself, send it in, and I'll carve it. How does that sound? Not tomorrow night though. Tomorrow night I'm doing a boxing themed carving. So if you're interested in the fight between Anthony Joshua and Dubois tomorrow night, before the fight's on, you can come and watch me carve boxing themed. So it's going to be a boxing glove in relief, curved, with Dubois across the glove on the strap, and then on the top of it's going to say AJ. Woody Woodpecker would be perfect for this. Absolutely perfect for this. Whereabouts in the UK? So I'm in the Peak District, but I can post them. Posting costs £12 for anything really in the UK. It can be done cheaper, but decent sized box. Make sure you've got plenty of packing in there, padding in there. Make sure there's a break. It's not the delivery boys under a lot of stress, so every now and again they like to throw the parcels around, so I like to package them up well. What have we got here? Oh, that's amazing. That, do you know, I was unsure whether to do this live, and I really wasn't going to do it. I even came down to the workshop. I've got a drink behind me, and I wasn't going to hit the live button, but now Adam has put that. That's why. That's what made me do this one live. Yeah, sending hugs out to you there, Adam. It's tough, but no, I'm glad you found some comfort there in this live. I'm sure everyone else on the chat, if the regulars were on, they'd all be sending you some love. Adam, are you still on the chat? Are you still on the feed? If you're still on, just put a little comment on. I'll ask you something. Tell you what, so go to the bio, find the Instagram link, send me a message. I will do you a smaller one of these and send it to you, free of charge. Yeah, we'll make sure you go over there. Find the channel, send it over, drop me your address in, and I'll card it up and we'll send it out there. I think we've all got to look after each other in this world. Tornado Chasers on it. Tornado Chaser, could you do me a favour? Could you put the email address in the chat for me? Especially for Adam, there were a couple of people earlier asking. Thank you. Wow. See what we've done there? One's reached out to one and one's reached back. It's that's how the world should work. That's one act of kindness to another there. Thank you, Adam. Welcome aboard. It's a magical, amazing feeling when that colour goes green across your screen. Do you know when you get somebody live in the chat who becomes a member? And so I got a couple of guys tip me a couple of weeks back now on here, and it's just a magical feeling. No, and even when someone just does the simple thing of double taps the screen for the thumbs up, it's knowing that somebody's enjoying what you're doing on here. Quite nerve-wracking thing to do, put yourself out on YouTube, because we all know for all the good people and good comments, there's a few people that want to be slightly negative. So it's a humbling thing. So no, thank you. So you can all see what I'm doing here. I'm moving the material, so this is going to pop out. So we're going to go all the way around here, not do it all on a live. It's lots of material to move it. It'll have nice steep angles. We've got this, like same as the Connor as it was sent in to me. We'll put a nice speckle on the background, some space for some screw holes for the client or customer. So this Connor here has been drawn up by a gentleman who contacted me and said, can you carve my son's name into a piece of stone in my handwriting? So he sent me this through. I'm going to show it you here. Sent it through to me. I've cut it out, just simply stuck his handwriting straight away. He's done it in pen. I've printed it out, cut it out, marked it onto the stone, so it's exactly his handwriting going straight onto a piece of stone, and that'll be there forever. And like I've said a few times on the channel, if it's good enough for the 10 Commandments, it's good enough for us. Manliest hobby. So if you follow the channel, you'll know that there's 250 videos with a few tutorials on there. What's that? DJ Ray Von, is that? Brilliant. Scream if you want to go faster. It's so there is a few tutorials on there. I've got a live tutorial coming up soon. I was going to do it just for channel members only, but this channel is not really about that. I want it to be open to everyone and free. So it's going to be for anyone who wants to join in. So there is lots on there. I suppose it is a pretty manly hobby. It's the second oldest profession out there. It's stood the test of time. Like I was saying a minute ago, it's the 10 Commandments. So what's everybody got planned with their Friday night? So I wasn't planning on going live, and I have. I'm going to go live tomorrow, boxing carving before the fight. I'm working tomorrow, then I've got Sunday and Monday off. Excited about that. Yeah, have a look. Hit the subscribe button, have a look. There's plenty on there. There's loads of new stuff coming out as well. I've got a video coming out which is in a partnership with a company that provides carving chisels, which you can actually get a discount code on the channel. Well, what they're doing, they're going to offer, we're doing a carving kit together. Carve your own house sign. You get a hammer, you get a chisel, you get safety specs, you get a piece of Maltese limestone, and then I'm going to show you on a video of mine of how to go about it. So that's quite exciting. I'm glad I went live as well because a couple of reasons. Connor's on because Adam's made my evening. I'm big into fate and getting out what you put in, and it's positivity, and I think that's paid off in the opening 10 minutes there. So any questions, stick them in. We've got Connor and Chuck, Tornado Chaser, not Connor, this Connor in the chat as moderators. They'll also dish out email addresses and links, and anybody saying anything remotely wrong. Mainly, the main things we get wrong revolve around BBC presenters from the 90s. That's what people like to stick in the chat. But they'll help me out, and they're greatly appreciated as well. They work hard. Some nights harder than others. Monday night was particularly hard, but it's slightly easier on Wednesday. And tonight is not the longest live I'm having in the world. My wife's cooking. It's my wife's turn to cook, and we're having poor man's Wellington. I love poor man's Wellington. I like, well, I suppose rich man's Wellington. I like beef Wellington. But tonight it's poor man's Wellington. Romania, thank you. Oh, can't translate that. Always nice to have people from Romania. We have such a wide variety of people tuning into the channel. It is unbelievable. So anybody who's on now, if you want to do me a massive favour, you could hit the subscribe button. So what I'm trying to do is get to 10,000 subscribers. My daughter set me the challenge to get there. So if you want to help me out, that'd be amazing. 10,000 is the goal. So this is relief. We're not doing this carving as we normally would. So say, for example, like this, we're not moving the stone to show the design. Well, the internal stone. In size, we're doing in relief. So I'm moving it around because I'm wanting to get that shadow effect on here to suit this. So if you can see that, that's what I'm doing tonight. So I'm doing it the opposite way. And when I first started doing it the opposite way, many years ago, I had this slight problem that I'd forget which way the lines are, so I'd stop, start, stop, stop. So if you're doing something like a Celtic knot, for example, that can be quite tricky because you can soon get it wrong. You've got to make sure you concentrate in them days. Hi everybody, hello, hello. Early night carving for me this here. Not normally this early. I'm hoping to carve a bit earlier at times. I'm hoping to carve Sunday. I haven't told the wife yet, but she might be in bed. My pens haven't arrived yet, not today, no. I did eagerly check the post when I got home, and they haven't arrived yet. If they had, they'd be here on display. I'm showing everybody. Sorry, I stopped then. So I stopped to read the comments. So one thing I'm not the best at, I'm okay at carving words, so I'm dyslexic, so sometimes I can stop and read the comments and it'll take me slightly longer. Which is crazy. So I was a letterist by trade before I changed. I don't do this as a full-time job anymore. I sold up. I'm actually a park ranger. I just like doing this as a hobby. I love nothing more than doing stuff for charity. But I was classed as a letterist. That was my full-time job, which is absolutely mental to think that I'm dyslexic. It was like a disaster waiting to happen. Didn't happen very often, and the 2 or 3 times it did happen were not actually my fault. So I'd go through a process of taking the order, looking what it was, getting the customer to write down what they wanted, then marking it, then doing a digital version, getting them to approve it how they wanted it, then marking it on the stone, final layout approval. So I kind of covered myself a little bit. So I got 14 thumbs up, which is amazing. So we normally aim for 10 on a live. We're probably going to have to start aiming higher, if I'm honest, because for the last few nights we had 77, we had 155, 53. So 10 is pretty low as the channel is growing. So should we double it? Do you think it's fair to double that? Do you reckon we could get to 20? We're on 15. And it is a simple case of double tapping the screen. 17, sorry, not 15. 17. That simple movement. So what that does, it's a simple thing for you to be able to do that. But what that does for me is, it makes YouTube think I'm doing a good job and I'm not just another channel who's trying to sell something, or you're watching packaging. I want to teach you guys how to do this. There's loads of videos on my channel. I like the idea of carving stuff what you want and showing you how to. I like the idea of inspiring you all to do it. So simple, down to earth approach, just from a middle-aged, balding northerner. Carving some stone out and wanting to feel like I can inspire you all to go and buy some chisels and have a go. That is the plan. So I've missed a couple. We have a guest with over 100k. Wow. #1 stoneworker in the world. Wow. #1 stoneworker in the world. I mean, that's pretty bold call yourself, that. That's, yeah, I mean, that is bold, I'm going to be honest. Only kidding. Nice. I'm definitely not the #1. So I used to do this as a job. And then I gave up doing this as a job. Well, I sold up doing this as a job and became a peak park ranger. And now somebody kindly pointed out to me, I'm not classed as a professional stonemason anymore. I'm classed as an amateur stonemason now, which I kind of prefer. It's a nicer feeling knowing that you're an amateur. It's less pressure. I just like doing this as a hobby. I love carving things for people for charity. I couple of things coming up from some mental health charities, which is incredible. So we're going to carve them. We're going to do a few album covers and a few sports memorabilia, and we're going to sell it off, and we're going to give some money to some mental health charities, and also we're giving away some free carving kits soon, which is nice. Carpenter. Maybe this does count as getting your rocks off. So can I just ask, what does the tick mean next to your name? How come your name is different in the chat? What does this mean? Does that mean you've got 100,000 subscribers? So while you're answering that, if you don't mind, that is, can I tell you what this is? So a chap stumbled across the channel the other day. I was carving the Thundercats, and so what he said, I really like the Thundercats. I've got the Thundercats kicking about. Maybe I'll show you later. And he said it reminds me of the lettering I write my son's name on quite regularly on a piece of paper. He says, how do you feel about me writing my son's name on a piece of paper, sending it to you, and you carving it in stone? So this is actually his handwriting. So it's his son's name in his handwriting, carved into a piece of Derbyshire gritstone. It'll be sent back to him to last forever. The style of his writing, which is very graffiti style, has got these. It's coloured in the shaded areas to make it pop. So if I was to carve this in size, I wouldn't be able to get them shaded areas. So I've had to opt for going for relief. So I've got to move this material around, let it pop out, and then I'll speckle all the inside, really give it some texture, and we'll get them shadow marks on there. It's a pretty big deal. It's a pretty big thing. 100,000 subscribers. I'm impressed. I'm aiming for 10,000, so that's my goal. So my daughter set me the target. Yeah, people commissioned me to do pieces. I don't accept them all. Not that I'm that selective. This is a hobby, and if you start doing loads of commissions, you're putting more pressure on yourself. And also I like to leave space, like I say, for doing stuff for charity work. I've got a full-time job, but no, you can commission me. I'm doing a commission on Sunday. I'm carving the Manchester City logo on Sunday. I have a choice, Manchester City or Rangers. So yeah, if you want anything commissioning, let me know. I actually do a few people's YouTube logos or business logos, and they trade me for stuff. Oh, I love the Dinosaur TV show. That was a great TV show. So what I've done, just taking that bit of pressure off around it. I'll not come down here, but I might do a little bit in the corner, just so you can see how it's going to work. So I'm going to go around with a 6mm and the big nylon hammer. Just take the pressure off, take the top off. We'll probably work back in with something a little bit bigger. So if you're just tuning into the channel, or this is your first time stumbling across it, and you think, you know what, I want to have a go at that, there's a few hundred videos on the channel, me teaching you how to do this. It's all absolutely free of charge. So if you want to learn how to do this, or you feel like you can have a go, find some of the tutorial videos on the channel, and you think, have a go. And there's also some discount codes on the channel. So if you're wanting to have want to buy a couple of sets of chisels, get it sent on there, watch the video with a discount code, and order them up. On one condition, we love it if people send pictures in of what they've been working on. Tornado Chase is going to go. Well, Tornado Chaser, have a good Friday night if you're on 1%, unless you've put your hand on the charger. Thanks again for your help. Banning a couple of people or however it works, you give them a timeout. I know you're very good at it, you're very on the ball. So I'm back tomorrow night. So let me show you how this is the texture's gonna look on this at the bottom, just in case I'm not around. In case I go up. You can see the bottom of this lion's face here. So when I chiseled this out, I textured this just with the straight line chisel to get some texture in there. So that's what we're gonna go for all around the outside here. Nice bit of texture, nice and flat, nice and smooth. So it's still got the chisel marks, but nice detailed chisel marks, nice and even. So you can still be able, you'll always know it's handmade. A time lapse. Do you know, I've tried a few time lapses and I've never really found them that nice. I think it's really the way I've set it up at the time. There's always been an afterthought where I've re-downloaded the video to do it. Maybe if I set up the GoPro or something properly, we could do a time lapse. You'll be taking the advice though. If you've got 100,000 subscribers, you're doing something better than me. So if you recommend a time lapse, I should go with a time lapse. Solid work, thank you. So do you only get the tick when you get to 100,000? You know, is that what it is? Is 100,000 the marker? Perfect, thank you. Thanks for the sub. Maybe I'll return the favour. So how did you get verified? What does verified mean? Stick in there, I'm going to get there. It's never really been an ambition, but I suppose you never say never. The ambition's always been 10,000, so through Google, okay. My ambitions, I'll have a look. My ambition's always been 10,000. But I mean, anyone dropping in the stream of 100,000 was pretty cool. You can see I've moved up a size of chisel there. Gone up to a 10mm. Yeah, that is true, but I've always said I don't want to do that thing of where I don't stop. Even if the chat's going mental, I'd like to be able to stop and read. Even if I don't read them all, if someone feels it's really important to send it to me and I will reply. But I would like to stay in connection with the chat, and positivity is, I mean, it's a must in my eyes. It's I do rely on Tornado Chaser and Connor a bit when the chat goes a bit mental. It did go a little bit mental on Monday, but no, I don't want to be one of them channels who are just trying to push and sell and just ignoring. So I was in business for 15 years and we did a stone carver from me who. So we did some jobs for Pink Floyd, and we've just done the Simple Minds project, and I've done stuff for some footballers, some famous people, millions of pounds, or Jane, who lives around the corner, who's just wanted a simple candle holder for a friend. Everybody's just as important as each other. Oh, Bry's going out with a dog. I think that's Bry's going out with a dog for 10 minutes. You can put on TV. You can put on TV, so you can read the last two comments. So you can get me to 100,000 subscribers in 80 days. That sounds expensive. You're going to show me how. Well, if you can do it, I'm all over it. If you can do it, then it would be amazing. The actual aim is 10,000, so if you can help me get there, that would be incredible. If you can do it, we'll carve you in stone. We'll send it to you, free of charge. It's hang it up in your workshop. So Pink Floyd, someone asked me about Pink Floyd. I did do a TV show actually about keeping the trade alive. So before this I was a dry stone waller, and because I was a young dry stone waller for my age, I featured on the BBC, Britain's Heritage Heroes in the Dying Trades, which was quite cool. So Pink Floyd, yeah, well, let's make it work. Let me carve something up and we'll send it to you. Pink Floyd, let's go back to that. So you know, a brick in the wall. If you're a Pink Floyd fan, everyone knows a brick in the wall. I had to carve the brick in the wall for Pink Floyd, for Roger Waters, and I bought a whole ton of stone from St. Bees to make one brick. Ended up making 4 in the end, and it was red and it was beautiful. I've got some. I'm going to carve in it. Absolutely beautiful stone. And what it done, really nice pattern in there, and I carved. Do you know how you get a stamp of a brick mason? So where they were made, so you get R London in the top. So I put R Waters, so it was like his brand. It was all curved and shaped like a brick. And inside I hollowed it all out with hammer and chisel, and inside was a music box. And you wound it up and it played a brick in the wall. It was sat on a piece of English oak, not European, tied to grain. It amplified the sound of the brick in the wall song, and that went to his house in California. And then they actually commissioned me to make 4 more. So I made 4 more. One went to a school in London as an award. One went to Israel. One went to Mexico. Something to do with Donald Trump, as if to say, a little bit of stick your finger up to Donald Trump. Liam here is actually a friend of mine, and he saw the brick. So that was my Pink Floyd job. What type of stone is this? This is Derbyshire Gritstone. It's a nice piece of Derbyshire Gritstone. Some of it is such tight grain. It is genuinely like carving chocolate. It's so beautiful. But to buy a ton of this stone, it's like £2,200 at the minute. The really good stuff. And like I say, it's light chocolate. It's so nice. There's a little bit in the yard. I've not used it on this. But what you get with the better quality stone, you get something called a shake, which will be a shake of clay in there, and it'll force it open and it'll crack. So you don't always get really nice big pieces. So that's why it's so expensive. chatting the other night as I was carving, saying I've got bad habits. Don't always follow what I'm doing. There's no, it's nylon, this actually. This is nylon. I do have a wooden hammer. It's here. I made it from an old elm chair leg. Hollowed the top out and poured some old pellets inside. To get a bit of weight. So Liam says, have I ever had a carving break on a live? No, I haven't actually. Well, have a go. You've, what's it, Fearless Squid. Have a go. You've come to the right place. There's loads of free tutorials on here. If I can do it, you can do it. Buy yourself a cheap set of chisels. It's great. The winter nights are coming in. They were here before we know it actually. Someone mentioned Christmas to me yesterday. But we'll not mention that again. Buy yourself some. It's a great thing to do. Great hobby. I used to listen to music as I was doing it, but not anymore. Now I talk to you guys. Okay, now that definitely a chip off the old block. Graffiti, I like that. Connor's your boyfriend's name? Well, it's I don't really know what to say to that. It's Lucky Connor. Don't know many Connors. That feels like a trick question. Where's Tornado Chaser when I need him? When I It's yeah, stick around. If you can't stick around for any reason, hit the subscribe button. There's loads on there, so it's if you're gonna have a go, definitely hit the subscribe button. Another reason to hit the subscribe button, there's some discount codes on the channel for chisels, and I've reviewed a few cheap sets of chisels. So before you go out, dash out and buy some, make the most of the discount codes. I've got a guy called Tim who supplies me, and he will sort you out. He will give you a discount, he'll sort you out. So it's not one of them deals, do they call it affiliate? An affiliate code, is it? Or an affiliate deal where for every chisel he sells I get a couple of percent. I don't get that. All I ask for is that you guys get a better discount. I'm a terrible businessman. I like giving stuff away. I've already offered to give 2 things away today for free tonight. One to Adam, which is it's a done deal. But I suppose it's not for free because you get something in return. Fair exchange is no robbery. That's the old word, yeah? The old saying. This is it's going to take some washing off, this graffiti. So what I was saying a minute ago by getting distracted by the comments, because I like to try and read as many as I possibly can. Don't always copy what I'm doing. So disclaimer, I'm self-taught. So I've just figured it out as I go along. So I'm self-taught. And what I should be doing here now is moving up size of chisels, possibly to this 10, definitely to, let me find one, this 8. But I'm not sticking with this 6. So, check the deal. I think it's paid work. This one, it's a custom. So yeah, let me tell you. So just while we're having a minute, a customer came, or a client customer, I don't know the best way to put that really. I was carving the Thundercats logo, which is for like a personal project for myself. I'm building a wall of logos. I love logos and lettering, different conversation. And he said, that really reminds me of some lettering I like to do for my son. Would you be interested in carving my son's name? And I take a few commissions on, not loads, but a few. I like trading for stuff more than anything. I really like doing stuff for charities. For those I'm trading there for when I get to them pearly gates one day. That's what I'm doing. I'm thinking ahead. And I said, yeah. So he drew this up. This is his handwriting. Sent it to me on a piece of paper. I cut it out. That's his handwriting. I cut it out. And now I'm carving it. So his son's name is going to be set in stone forever. And like I said to the guys earlier in the chat, well, guys, girls, if it's good enough for the 10 Commandments, it's good enough for us, eh? In the US, we have a lot of people from the US. Yeah, we have a lot of subscribers from the US. We have some subscribers from anywhere. Obviously, a lot in the UK, because that's where I'm based, in the Peak District. Australia, Germany, India, Greece, New Zealand, all over the US. Greenland. Where else did we have someone from earlier? Romania. Ireland. Irish, German, but American. I love Ireland. Spent a lot of time in Ireland as a teenager. My wife's father passed away. He had a property in County Clare. Really nice, beautiful place. Near Loch Graney. I don't know if you know it. It's amazingly beautiful. Actually, his partner sold up after he passed away. It was very run down, and they actually sold it to the National Leprechaun Museum. It's got an old settlement on it. It was a really nice woodland farmhouse. Really nice spot. If it's in the UK, it'd be worth a crazy amount of money. Over here in Ireland at the minute, its house prices aren't great. So yeah, we've moved a bit of material there. I don't want to start moving all this material just for you guys to watch me on here, because it's not that much fun for you. So I'm going to start neatening this area up. I'm going to start making it a bit deeper, a bit neater, a bit tidier, and we'll concentrate on an area so you get to see what it's going to look like. Thanks for tuning in, Liam, and hopefully you enjoyed your Chinese on Wednesday night. I should have asked you earlier. Speak to you soon. I tell you where else, beautiful part of Ireland I spent as a kid, Waterford. You know, Waterford Crystal. I used to go fishing in a beautiful lake. Twice as fast. Yeah, people have always said that I do it quite fast. I don't know why. I'm twice as quick at breaking them as well. I mean, I might jinx this, but we really don't break many. 15 years. Well, I've not been carving 15 years. I've been carving 8. I've been a stonemason for 15. Working as a dry stone waller. But in the last 8 years, you count on one hand how many I've broken. I broke one on purpose the other day on a short because people keep asking me about breaking them. It was a number 72. And I broke it, and even people saying, I would have had that. Can I still have it? It's broken. And I said, you're welcome to it. If you want to pay the postage, I'll send you the pieces. They're on about gluing it back together, you know, with like gold. Apparently it's a cool thing to do now. I've never heard of it. So I am going to move up that size chisel now. It's going to be good. It does make a difference. It's a bad habit. When I first started, I could only really afford one really good chisel, and that was a 4mm chisel. I did everything with a 4mm chisel. I'm carving lead marks. So we've got 25 thumbs up. This is not going to be the longest stream in the world. Normally I do a couple of hours, but I can't do that tonight because the wife is cooking. We're taking turns to cook, and I don't want my dinner in the dog. So at some point I'll get the nod to say grub's up. So that's when I'll be off. So because I'm not going to be around for a couple of hours as normal, if you could drop a thumbs up in the live, that'd be amazing. What that does, that really helps YouTube. Makes them think I'm doing a good job if people want to put a thumbs up on there. It's the YouTube algorithm is not the easiest thing in the world. If you want to be super amazing, there we go. You beat me to it, look. I was going to say subscribe. We're on the road to 10,000. My daughter sent me that as a challenge, 10,000. So I'm on the way. I'm on the way. One day I'll be able to go to stop. Done it. I've done it. She's 17. I think it means something to her at 17 to be able to say her dad's got 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. And we had a new channel member today, live on the chat. Adam is a channel member. How was my day? So my day was it was good. Good day. Been at work. I'm working tomorrow, unfortunately. But I'm not here for that long tonight. I was just saying to everyone else that my wife's cooking, so I could leave at any point. I don't want my dinner to be in the dog. This is a sneaky little live, and I wasn't actually going to go live, but I did, and it paid off within 10 minutes of going live because we had a guy called Adam on who has really made my evening. Really made my evening. So it was worth it. The universe had a plan. The universe made me click the button. This is badass. This is stone. Derbyshire stone. But I am back tomorrow night. If you're free tomorrow night, I don't know if any of you are boxing fans, but Anthony Joshua's fighting tomorrow night. And before he fights, I'm going to do an Anthony Joshua carving. I'm going to do a boxing glove. He's fighting somebody called Dubois. I'm going to do a boxing glove. AJ in relief. Nice curve to it. Nice bit of detailing how the crease and the folds are on the glove. It's going to say AJ on the glove, and then on the strapping around the glove it's going to say Dubois. You never know, if it turns out really nice, someone might offer to buy it and then we'll give the money to charity. You never know. That would be nice, but that's tomorrow night, not tonight. This is all about Connor. So other Connor, this is confusing, isn't it? Could you drop the link if anybody wants to become a channel member? We've had one channel member tonight. I think it's a bit ambitious to aim for 2. To become a channel member it costs 99p, so we give out all advice and everything for free on the channel. But you can become a member. 99p. I mean, it's dirt cheap, and it's YouTube take their bit of 99p, so it's not a lot. But what it does is helps me just buy new little bits for the channel, to support the channel. And for that 99p, you get early access to discount codes. So there's lots of discount codes going live in the next 2 weeks. It's got a bit mental actually, trying to keep up with them all. Some stone ones going to go higher. Let's go to a higher code. The Evolution Power ones at a good price. I've got some soft jewellery. What I'm going to use next week, because it doesn't scratch against the stone. Got a piece on actually here. So it's rope jewellery, really nice, from a pig and hen company. I'm carving their logo next week. In return, have sent me this jewellery. Really nice because it's soft. Because when I take my watch off, my hand can feel a bit naked on the screen. So it's nice to have that on there. So that's the type of thing what happens if you're a channel member. And you get your name in green. So when you're in there, you're part of the chat, you're part of the StoneRanger community. But I don't like to talk about it too much because I'm not one of them channels what are into selling. So it's there if you want to know about it. A thumbs up on the stream is just as good. So I'm not going to move all of this, like I've said a few times now, because you don't want to see me move all this. I wanted to show you what I'm doing. Might stop coming in from the top though. So you don't want to see me do all that, just bashing stone. We'll just do some from the top. Nice and noisy. Make some noise. So tomorrow at work, I'm teaching dry stone walling, mini dry stone walling at Millsdale. It's a place in the Peak District. If any of you have ever been to the Peak District, it's beautiful. It's my full-time job as a park ranger, and I teach a lot of stonework. I work with a lot of volunteers. My actual title is the Volunteer Community Ranger. So you can imagine I'm with the volunteers a lot, and I love it. It's great. One thing I would say about working with volunteers is not all volunteers have used an impact gun or a drill or a saw before, so you have to get used to tools being used wrong, which is not the easiest thing to do in the world. So listening to a drill being used wrong, where the screw head's not slotted into the screw properly, it's like putting your fingers down a blackboard. Sometimes I wake up with that noise going, terrifying me. But we get them there, we teach them how to do it properly, and go away with some skills, which is always nice. It's 28 thumbs up, so we've changed the target now from 10, because we normally aim for 10. It's too low nowadays. We've been getting 155, 77, 53. And stay on 28. So we've doubled it now. We're going to start trying to get to 20 each time we do a live. We had a guest in the chat earlier who had 100,000 subscribers. That's incredible. 100,000 subscribers. Just trying to let that sink in a little bit. Not how much battery left on that phone. Might just have to tweak things around a little bit. So it's not going to be long until it goes. So if anyone's got anything to ask, well, one of that 36 is me. I subscribed the other day. Yeah, so if anyone's got anything they want to ask before I go shortly, it's, now is the time. I could be going at any point. What time is it? 7:30. Yeah, that's flown by, hasn't it? How long have we been live? An hour and a half. No, an hour and 6 minutes. Wow, that's incredible. That is incredible. It's I'm just gonna have to take a minute. So that's the most I've ever been tipped on a live. Wow, Connor's got it there. Wow, that's capital letters. Wow, it's well, we've already spoken. You can send me a message, and then you didn't need to do any of that. You didn't need to become a channel member. You didn't need to tip, but it's greatly appreciated. It's wow. I'm very excited. What that does there to me is makes me very excited, because what I will do is go and tell my children. I will go and tell my children that that's happened, and I get such a excitement for going and telling my family when people do that. It makes me feel like I'm doing a good job. Yeah, wow. Watching from India. We were saying earlier, where's everybody from? We've got some people from some amazing places. I'm glad you found something in this channel there, Adam. Colorado. I mean, family approval is just, it's not all Connors spelled to him. So what this is here is this was sent in by the customer, not customer. Well, I don't know if customer's right. Sent in, and it was, it's his son's hand. It's his handwriting, and he wants his son's name in his handwriting. It's we sent it in, and I've printed it off. So it's exactly his handwriting, and now I'm carving it. Going back to family approval earlier, it's very exciting being able to tell you that day when I get to 10,000 subscribers, and I say and just casually drop it into my daughter that I've done it, because that was the target she gave me. I am very excited about that. Very, very excited about that. But so a bit like Adam's done there. Adam's just tipped me, which I mean is mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing. That takes a couple of days to process, actually. So Connor tipped me the other day. So did Suffolk Live tipped me. Nothing. What? It was amazing. It's mind-blowing. Getting a channel member on a live with that colour, but being able to tell the family, it's just, yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. I just ramble on because it just it's special. And also special for me because when I first started this channel, I was so nervous about it. I didn't do a live for like 2 years. Everything was just videos, and then edit them and make them, and then I did a couple of shorts. Then at Christmas I told myself you were going going to do some lives, and I did it. So it's and that marginal gains each time, trying to make it better and improving the way you talk on camera or the way it all goes. So when something happens or someone puts a thumbs up, someone double taps the screen and you see the thumbs up count go up by 1, you feel great. When someone hits subscribe and you come off a live and you've gained 5 or 6 subscribers, you feel great. You get a channel member, you feel great. You get a tip, you feel great. It's it feels like it was worth it, or you're doing a good job, so keep going. So Connor's, we're moving some material here, and we're getting somewhere. We'll get back to stone carving, and it's just been a bit soft. So what I'm using, for anyone who's new to the channel and wants to know a little bit about the equipment, the tools and stuff we are using nylon hammer. Really nice hammer. I've had this a couple of years. I love it. I love the how it's started to shape and tarnish on the outside. So do we know why we're using it's round? So the reason we use a round hammer, like this one here, this one here, or this one here, they're round because if they were square like you'd get with a lump hammer, there's a chance I'd hit the corner, and if I'm carving here and I hit the corner and it's shot off sideways, could ruin the carving. So if it's round, I get a consistent blow every time of where I hit it on the hammer. So that makes sense. And the different types of hammers I'm using, well, I'm not using much now. So this is a 600-gram dummy hammer. I've had this 8 years. It's fantastic. Love the hammer. And what's good about this hammer, you can tap it on the top like it's softer, a little bit more detail. I'm not hitting that hard, but you can see how I'm moving material still. Or lower down the shaft, I can swing it and I can really get going. Same with this one, you can go up and down. This one's really I use for proper belting, like, because I made this one. You can see how it's all worn out. I use it for really belting stuff out there. It's so that, and then the chisels, these are tungsten chip tipped. The tungsten's been inlaid here. So these are Italian tungsten, bought into a company in Devon called Southern Stone Limited. Great company. They look after me well. I've been buying from them for years and years and years. And these chisels will last you a lifetime if you look after them. They are amazing. So that's some of the equipment I'm using tonight. There's a stack of chisels down here. What's Connor's story? So Connor's story is as simple as this. A chap came across the channel, saw me carving the Thundercats logo, which is somewhere, and I was carving the Thundercats logo, and he said, I really like that font. It reminds me a little bit of the font I draw my son's name in regular. I've got a young lad called Connor. I like drawing his name in it. Would you be able to carve his name in stone if I drew it out for you? So he sent me this. He didn't send me this, actually. He sent me an email with this on. So I've printed this out. This is his exact handwriting. So I've printed it out, stuck it to a piece of card. I've cut it out with a Stanley knife, simple. I've put it on this nice piece of Derbyshire gritstone, and that's his handwriting. And I'm carving that out now as his handwriting, and it's going to be set in stone, and it'll be there forever. And I'll have it hanging up somewhere, maybe in the workshop, the garage, or the kitchen, the bedroom, the garden. I really don't know, but it's solid stone. It's 35mm thick. It'll last forever. Don't need to do anything to it. If you want it to stay lovely and clean when it's finished, I can recommend some seal. If not, let it weather up and it'll change. So if I just change the lighting there, every angle you change the lighting on at different times of day, it's going to look different. See how different does that look? There. So I have this lighting on because that helps me. So hopefully that makes sense to everybody. So we have a decent amount of people on the stream tonight. Oh, so that's me. I'm done. It's I've got a couple of minutes just to tidy this little bit up, and then I'm gonna have some food. I've had the call, but that has been a nice little stream. And I wasn't going to go live, and I have done. and yeah, all of you have been amazing. So thanks for tuning in. If you want to see more, I'm back tomorrow. I'm yeah, back tomorrow. Let me spin this round so I can see you. So I'll turn that light on to take some safety specs off. Back tomorrow night, doing a football. I'm doing a boxing carving. So that'll be a boxing glove in relief. Lovely piece of stone. It's got AJ versus Dubois. Looking forward to it. So that's tomorrow night. Thank you everyone for watching tonight. I'm going to go and have some food. Yeah, hopefully I'll see you soon.